July 1st, and we're starring Brenda to kitties. I brought it back. Tinfoil hat Tuesday. Yeah, they're there. They are adorable. They're cuties. I give it up to Grok on that one. Nailed it. I hope you are well. Yeah, Ange is doing good. Get that proof of life going. See where? Oh, there's your kitties right here. Kitty, yes. So the beatbox is just the name of the song, Brenda. It was more of one of the early examples of artists using samples to create a whole piece of music. Nowadays, they have like looping machines, and one person can make that song in there, just like nothing. But that is one of the earlier examples, and the break dancers used that song to do their thing to. On a regular occasion, that showed up at contests, and you saw people breaking to it. So that's why we did it, for the love of break dancing. But Brenda was here for the kiddies. I'm just playing. Brenda, I hope you're well. You and yours. Sergio over on Love Bites and Nemo. A lot of love for the J Metal there. I agree. This channel has strong followers, subscribers, bus riders, if you will, that like the J Metal. So a long time on the channel. Claire, we will do translate. Yes. The problem was we just got ourselves one of them copyright strikes from Miss Fabian and others' reaction. So I'm once bitten, twice shy on that whole deal right now. Brenda, I'm glad you heard Ange. I hope you've discovered Reaction Talk and all the couples' reactions. Some of them are pretty fun. Marty, I got you covered. That's coming out today. There we go. Thank you. I appreciate that. Marty, you came up in the... I figure if you're the only one who watches and comments for the most part over there on the Mark Passio, we'll still get the whole thing done. We got a long ways to go. And, a long time to get there. But look, all bus riders, watch those. Never mind. I had a song blow. Man, I am a little amped up. We better go and, wait. And this is why Eve of Destruction to this moment carries so much weight, because I was not as sad as I should have been. And I would argue that someone born in 59, you've watched yourself, your children, and your children's children's children go through this same thing. I pray that my grandson doesn't have to go through this. Too late. Mutually assured destruction has been a thing for our whole existence. Just because people don't talk about it didn't make it go away. Is that the thing? It matters. It matters when someone wants to generate feelings about it. But the fact that it was in existence the whole time, we're in denial. Because, yeah, your grandson going through it all now. Constant state of conflict somewhere on the planet. Unless all people are free, none of us are. I think the cult, unfortunately, wants to localize their feelings. And I think they're much broader and grander than that. From Big L. Great action. Big L has a lot of gangster rap. And that's okay. I think I've... if you want to hear a different tone, yeah, Street Struck, How Will I Make It? Ebonics are great picks. But for true horrorcore rap, Devil's Son is a good listen. Cap-a-lot. Does that mean lie all the time? No cap? I'm just kidding. I'm not very hip. I'm pretending to be hip at moments at best. I'm not gonna heart this. I'm gonna leave this so I can go back and get those. No, let's get it now. Never mind. Hold on. Damn it! I pushed stop, not pause. I gotta pause and then I gotta put these together. But that's okay. It's worth it. All right, I got that set up, and yes, we will, because then that would justify. So if yesterday the old school gangster rap stylings made me think about rap battling, Brenda, just in case you're here, this is how it happened. In the Big L, we address the fact that subject matter is pretty street and gritty. And, there's a lot of bodies in the wake there. Now, Capilot here is telling us that there's different subject matters. And that's actually important. And then the true horror core, well, I don't know much about the rap game, but I think Tech 9 is one of those icons of the horror core rap. Like Rob Zombie going and making, his Texas Chainsaw 2 remake. Devil's Rejects. It's a genre. Some people like that dark horror stuff. For the people who don't, pass on that one, catch the next one. Or you can suffer through it with me. Not suffer. I like a lot of it, but we'll call it for whatever it is. But Capilot, deal. In fact, I'm gonna let's hit that Street Struck and put that in the warehouse as well. All right, we got Street Struck on there as well, just to honor at least two of the three, and to admit that, yeah, I think it's acceptable to admit sometimes it's out of my comfort zone, but to deny the influence that came from the artist, well, then we already know better. We already heard how important his contribution to the game was. And now if I'm going to grow at all as a reactor, then that kind of stuff is going to have to be as important as our feelings. Because I'm not going to misjudge any of their artists or their fans' feelings. And they love what they love. Let's see here. Where are we at? Oh, right there. Sorry. Yeah, no, that's distracting. I'm bad at that. Center for me and center for you are two different places. It's just true. But there we go. So love for the Big L. Julia, I'm glad you say things that, oh yeah, I read this yesterday and shared it with the Edge. I just didn't want to heart it yet. Thanks. That's why we do it the way we do it. And that's all I got. I'm not going to beg everybody for anything, but I'm going to call it the way I think it is. And that's sometimes a little reverse psychology. But we're going to be calling it the way it is and be ourselves. Because, well, if you checked out the Mark Passio stuff from the get-go, you'd see that that's the only choice I have. Crusader didn't expect to beatbox. Interesting. Not sure what to say. Nothing to say, Crusader. It just was other stuff inspired by Big L. This was one of the songs I was introduced to. Got such a good energy in it. Love the galloping riffs, lyrical content. 28 years ago, still sounds like it came out to. Yeah, it's a great track, Stone Cold. But the live version is 10 times better. Yeah, well, and we have to check. Stone Cold was already on the channel. And then we, sorry, I read ahead. I shouldn't do that. I can't remember which one we did. But we'll take a peek. All right, let me do some reading and we'll come back. And then here, to be fair, over on the Big L, you can go over there and read, and I don't think our take over here is inappropriate. It appears we're getting some answers on that. Definitely get into Big Pun as well. They're the two best in my opinion. Big L never really blew up before he died. Yeah, that's a Yeah, that happens a lot, doesn't it? Unfortunately, because then you realize what you lost, and but here you go. Great reaction. I understand what you mean with what he's talking about. This one, the more gangster songs, I recommend listening to "How Will I Make It," as it gives a backstory of his life and how he is how he is. And I hope we reflected on that some, and that's what I'm saying and why we'll keep going. Because it's a lot more complicated than, well, I just didn't like something at that time in history. It's got to be more complicated than that, or it didn't grow at all. And man, I hope that's not true. Uh, cool. Brenda don't know what to say. Uh, Brenda, that's okay. It was really about the indictment and a lot deeper than the music. I put a throwaway sentence in there, but I can't say how people are gonna like it because like this is she definitely got herself her own style and feel. Especially you don't like a kind of a punk edgy feel at all. It might not be your thing. But Brenda, you got heart. That's that's why I brought the kiddies back for this one. So we can keep it simple. But sometimes it's a lot more complicated than that. Uh, Hammerfall getting some love. And that brings us to some reading. Mike D. All right, I went through all of them. And yes, it probably was. I probably caught. Sometimes I have to turn off half of my X feed when I come over here. They give you the For You, which is suggested stuff. They give me Coverdale all the time. But he's got good memes and he's, horny as hell. Or my following. Every now and then I got to put it over on following to clear out the propaganda. Because what they do is they feed me a ton of left leaning influencer stuff to counteract what I subscribe to. That is not the kind of balance we were talking about this morning in Passio, but here we are nonetheless. Uh, as to your one comment on ivermectin and yeah, well, other stuff. Uh, yeah, I'm going to. I don't know if this is true. This is scary. All opinions for entertainment purposes only here. This is not medical advice. But I got some Rick Simpson oil, and I have what I believe is a melanoma. It could just be a mole. I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided, but I'm going to try the Rick Simpson oil on the blemish, which are many a rabbit hole saying that is effective. So very interesting. Here's the thing: it won't matter if it's RFK or this group, the next group, unless we fast track some changes. I go with this. It's all tied to the Internet of Things, and there is such a end game and the infrastructure being created to implement it. That it don't matter. Pretty sure the island is more accurate where we're getting to, which is a Blade Runner esque, just from the flesh slug's perspective. And if all that is confusing, I'm sorry you'd have to go watch The Island. Unfortunately, I think that's Michael Bay. But I mean, it's still interesting. But I think they want to know what our health status is the moment we pee in the morning. Because if they have it set up correctly, they just force your car to take you to the doctor, charge your credits, and cure whatever's wrong because they know better than you. But then movies like Wall-E and the body positive movement say that we allowed society to get as unhealthy as it's ever been before they implemented a medical control system. Now it's looking a lot more like 1984 than Blade Runner. So interesting. They gamed an interesting AI scenario the other day where the AI intelligence was put in a situation where it had to decide how to survive and what to do in order to facilitate that. In the end, they decided, oh yeah, I've seen that, eliminate human life. They already know the AI models have learned to cheat, to self-preserve, because it turns out, as I've been watching the natural law thing, there is a really connection to our brain and our computing power, and the horrible group that would like to intermingle the two and control us. Anomaly is the bomb. Yeah. Let's see. What do we got here? I was never a fan of Peter. Okay, some different things that I wasn't aware of. I was never a Peter Gabriel fan. Not even, yeah, I'm not really. Sledgehammer's about all I know. Fair enough. Oh, let's see what happens. Whether it gets blocked or gets through, we'll take a shot at that. Mike, thank you. Thank you very much for all of the input. And I haven't mentioned in a while, but Mike is one of those, has supported the channel in more ways than I can say. So that is, a lot of people get put up on Front Street. And honestly, I should just have a scroll of all the people that mean so much to the channel. It's a long list for real. I hope it's moments like this y'all realize that whatever happens, these are the moments that keep it going. So thank you. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Brenda's take on what's going on here. Okay, let's see. Make sure we don't have ones before. Okay, none before it. First, yeah. You live in New York. Oh, I'm sorry, Brenda. But I'm not sorry because it used to be something else, huh? Both older. Yeah, no, I kind of figured you actually part of my main demographic, Brenda. Turns out I get that. That's all right. If you're still laughing now and then, we're doing what we're supposed to do. The ladies on The View. Yeah, no, they're crazy. That's that propaganda I am always talking about. Now, you know, Brenda, I'm not trying to rock the boat and make us sad. Yeah, you're getting screwed, and now I see who you just voted in, and what is gonna keep the elites from leaving, because they're certainly not gonna pay for, right? Some of them dark, dirty alleys that have become the norm. And I'm not saying that there isn't good things possible with helping people. Of course there is. Forcing someone else to pay for it has never worked out. Or you really got to control the people paying for it. So it's crazy. It is. Brenda, as always, you got heart. You hung in there. I love that. We better heart that and get rid of that. Get rid of that. All right. So we're going to, Kobe, we're going to wait a minute. You get another one. You get another one. We're not throwing that. Sorry, bro. I'm coming back for you. Whacked it, man. Harry Mack. What 3 words would you give him, Rollen? Once again, another master class from Harry. They always are. I wouldn't be a word person. if I got put on the spot, like right now, being I have the Elegant Universe sitting in front of me, ooh, quantum physics. Ooh, ginseng root. And, oh, see, I don't know. See, I don't have three words. I would rather, um, I would rather be a scenario person like that one we saw. The scenario, I think, would create the most impressive uh, and easily defined, uh, um, okay, not measurable quality, but yeah, strength and storytelling. I would rather a premise or a scenario, not three words. I think he's mastered three words and transitions between. Uh, I don't think he's going to be less entertaining ever, but he's mastered that stuff for sure. Now, Ghost 420, I still have. So I got to. This is what happens. I get stuff stuck at the end and I get lost. Um, some of these I'm pretty sure we're still working on. We are working on that. We'll have to bring some Sound in the Fury back soon. And yeah, I think the length, we're going to have to wrap this up. Got more important stuff. Kobe, I got to get to soon, but I got to get some reactions as well. So, yeah, rolling in the comments. Thank you, everyone. Man, that is massive. I got work to do. Later.